Man, YouTube was not wanting to connect. And all sorts of problems this morning. Motts is sick. YouTube didn't want to connect to the stream. The only one not at fault here is OBS, remarkably. But anyway, we have returned to Disco Elysium. Just me today. I suppose me and Kim. What do we need to get done? So we need to get that from forever, but that's across like the water lock. Trying to prove our authority to Titus is going to be likely near impossible. We need to keep talking to Joyce later. That's also across the water lock. That's the water lock. Fishing village. Alcohol, smokes, badge. Hi, apothecary. I hope they'll be feeling better soon. Let's see. Talk to Kuno again. Reinvestigate the body. Karaoke. Talk to the cook. The smoker on the balcony. Apparently,
the man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
That sounds louder than usual. Apparently we almost completed the Borscht quest.
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak.
Borscht need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Vodka Borscht! I love it, Bratan! Turn it the fuck up and then ask for some yourself!
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Okay. More vodka, less vodka. Okay. So we have to either turn it up or turn it down. There's no option just to see it as is. Disco Elysium, the final cut is 70% off right now for only $11.99. Try to get it in your no biased opinion, of course. Yeah, I think I'd probably suggest getting it. I think it's a very good, I think it's a very good game. I think just about anyone, I think anyone that enjoys watching it will probably enjoy playing it as well. That's the way they have an illness. I think they've actually got a migraine at the moment, so if they had sniffles, that would be a very appropriate joke. Vodka up, vodka down. Yeah. Migraines are not fun.
The cook gives you a long, inspecting look, then shrugs too, and seems to wait for you to speak.
Still not sure whether to turn the vodka up or down. We need to make a decision in order to finish that moment. What do you think? More or less vodka, Apothecary? Turn it up, Motts needs something to be happy. Alright.
The man ponders his cooking
We have decided
utensils
we're
and gives
turning
you
up
a
the
little
vodka
nod.
then.
The man says a couple of...
Borscht need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy.
Vodka borscht!
Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg. He smiles, nodding vigorously, then pours half a bottle of vodka into the pot. With a whistle, he stirs the brew.
Okay, just bud, it's down there. Yeah, awesome. Let me know how you like it. And, you know, what sort of playstyle you go for. Professionally up, so it would burn the alcohol content, but this is Harry we're talking about.
He smiles and nods enthusiastically, and, chattering away in his language, ladles some brew into a small thermal cup, then hands it to you.
We've got we've got a thing of borscht spiked with high-proof moonshine. I suppose it would probably depend, the crux, on exactly when you add the vodka. Like, if you're adding it to the cooking, then yeah, it should burn off. But I suppose if you just sort of dump a bottle of vodka into already cooked borscht, it's probably not going to burn off quite as much.
It's you again. What is it?
You add vodka to your borscht. Harry adds borscht to his high-proof moonshine. All the same. Yes.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature, guys. First said word, right? He's very trustworthy, man. Why'd you push me some more and find out, Gimp? Never tell on someone, let's change the subject. Isn't moonshine capable of making one go blind? I think it really depends on how poorly made your moonshine is. There might be absinthe that rumor's part of. Now I want to look this up. Okay, Google. Can moonshine make you blind? Want to drink with your Porsche, sir? Nah, I already got one. You are right about the moonshine blindness. When distilled improperly, it can cause quote-unquote moonshine blindness. It was highly publicized during Prohibition. Due to methanol toxicity. Lovely.
Yeah, I heard him. The fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys. How may we assist you?
Kim, I can't see you drank poorly distilled moonshine, officer.
Explosive laughter follows. To his men, Titus Hardy is a golden god. They want to laugh at his jokes even before they leave his lips. This guy is a born leader.
That is very accurate, though. That feels like something that would happen between these two.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Nervous, snickering. There's a rush of adrenaline present.
Forming a kind of tribunal.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
I don't like Glenn's chances.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
So Crenell's bad news. Mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons. Joyce says they've gone rogue, no one is controlling them. Probably bring up the automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
They pierce ceramic armor.
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
See what that they don't.
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
You know they're bad news, right?
So are the local gangs, the fucking Barmy Army, and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or Barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
Joyce said they've gone rogue.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
Okay, Titus.
What do you mean, okay?
They're going to wipe you the F out. I mean, okay, you got this, you got the numbers. I mean, okay, I'll be on your side when they come. I mean, okay, you got one more gun on your side. Once I find mine, I lost it. Yeah, I guess I'll be cutting you down right alongside them. Try Malort. Not sure if it's true, but apparently that S got so bad it wasn't banned during Prohibition because nobody normal would drink such paint thinner. Oh jeez. Okay, so like, I know that during Prohibition there was some alcohols that were being served / produced that were industrial alcohol, and that is not safe to drink. Because industrial alcohol wasn't made illegal. Because it's used in various things, like paint thinner. I'd be curious about this Malort. Malort during Prohibition. See, it was sold in the 1920s as medicine. Where did the strong taste because years of smoking had dulled his taste buds? Well, you learn something new every day. Today I learned about a alcohol that was sold as medicine during Prohibition and tasted awful. Guess I got one more guy on your side once I find mine.
We don't need you or your lost gun. We all have our guns. We'll just use those if it's okay with you.
Last gun or not, you're going to need help. We are offering it.
Okay, I accept the offer, but I'll believe it when I see it.
He appreciates it, but can only accept it conditionally.
I've managed to get the established authority up to 72%. Wow. I'm going to put a save down. That is crazy. Alcohol is medicine, so that's why my dad drinks when he's depressed. It's not a particularly good medicine.
It's you again. What is it?
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Have I seen this
You
before?
believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
Harry has a 72% established authority. At this point, yes, apparently so. Which is impressive given my my authority only has a base of 5. All of that was built up from conversation.
You seen Apricot, old Purdue's daughter? Asks Lieutenant McCoy. Replies Torson. The ass on that one. McCoy shakes his head in appreciation. A bit strange the old man named her Apricot, but, I mean, who am I to judge? Wanna hit the kebab joint?
He's constantly pulling the rank card.
Huh?
Yes, but you're just like real cops drinking beer and sitting around with teas in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
I know I'm drunk on the job too. I don't give an S, just like you guys. Also a big fan of beer. Instead of helping. But beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job like you.
Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
Not like that guy from Napoleon Dynamite's. Man, I could have been someone.
Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
I turned down 2 promotions.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
Okay.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due. with an O-U.
Shit. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. Remember what you said to her? You told her you want to have...
Oh, it's her! It's definitely her! It's Miss Oranje, disco dancer!
Composure. Oh dear.
Yeah. Blonde. Tall. 2 rooms over from yours. Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
Okay, 3% would kind of lower.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
Did we take health damage for 0? Interesting.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
That went very, very badly.
Whatever you do not tell him you know her. That would sound off.
How was your relationship with her?
I know her.
How well do you know her?
Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months. You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Oranje disco dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort. Been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it.
I'm not sure if I should ask.
She and Titus did. It sounded fun.
You said you partied. Cool, cool, but what do you mean by partied?
What do you think I meant?
Did you do karaoke?
Yeah, tons of it. All the songs.
You're saying the two of you were close.
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now.
Relationship with the mercenary.
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
Thank you, well, doctor.
Remember what I said. freight train of pain.
Okay, let's take a step to the side. I'm going to pop up morale.
Officer, what was that?
The sweating and fidgeting when he mentioned her name.
Yes.
The sort of quivering jello thing with the eye.
Yes.
I think I know that woman.
The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Met her in the hallway.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
She knows I didn't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
I tried to hit on her.
Understood.
So I'm going to have to interrogate her later. It's going to suck for me.
It is. This would have been good to know before.
Didn't come up.
It should have. Anything else?
No, that's it.
We'll be alright, officer. This is nothing.
You feel fortified by
Good.
his assurance. It's going to be alright.
Kim believes in me. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna go talk to Kuno.
Fuck does Kuno care?
More questions about the
Yeah.
crime scene.
The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it?
Oh, I can ask about the greenhouse.
Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
I mean, Gardner used to work there.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look it up in the library. Kuno's not a fucking dictionary. Fucking small brain. Kuno means the gardener, alright?
It's not actually a gardener.
The fuck does this have to do with the Kuno? Kuno doesn't give a shit who she is.
You were expecting relaying this information to him to be more rewarding, right? Telling him you found out she isn't a gardener. You know what you should do if you want to get rewarded? Drugs. Drugs are more rewarding than work. Or alcohol, if you don't want to do drugs. Alcohol is just as rewarding, but it isn't a drug. This has been going on for quite a while, hasn't it? You've been thinking about drugs and alcohol for a long time now. Juicy drugs. Tasty alcohol. Seems kinda boring now, going back to... What was this about? Some yard? Yards aren't interesting. Only drugs are interesting. Drugs and alcohol. You feel sad now, but what can you do? Life has to go on. With a heavy sigh, you say...
Wait, pause that right there. Mantis, what other games are you thinking about for your other streams? So I made a little list. Give me a second. Okay, so obviously you had suggested Oblivion. I had brought up that Darkest Dungeon 2 has a new Kingdoms mode. So that could be interesting. I have also put down on my short list Stray Gods, which is a musical. And I watched Motts play it, and that was very fun. Scarlet Hollow, which I've talked before on a Chitterbug. that was also a very, very good game. Wouldn't mind playing that. We might actually be getting the next chapter sometime soonish. Maybe. Last would be me trying my hand at Celeste. So, got like 5 possible games to try out there. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any thoughts on any of those.
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno.
Could be a lead in the investigation. May have tampered with the murder scene.
Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
500 real. And I already have pants.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa?
The lieutenant remains silent, but his expression couldn't say, "I told you so," any louder.
Kim is judging. How does he know your pant size? Kuno is built different. He can just look at us and know our pant size. He's quite skilled.
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Mirova by scientists. Pants scientists. Believe it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready.
I might be interested in the pants. Let's talk about this later.
Alright, Pico. Shit's rolling.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels threatened by something obscure in you. What that is, however, remains a puzzle for now.
I'm probably gonna regret this.
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again?
Does this racist mug have anything to do with it?
Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker? Cause he's the clothes fucker?
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
Exactly what I'm saying, Kuno. Someone's tampered with the crime scene.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator.
The kid may have something there. He's already come up with an interrogation technique too.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can...
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching. Get away from my Kuno.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face. No, it's not fucking Kuno's. It's ancient. Look at it.
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno. He says as you climb the ladder up to your magic tree house.
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a magic treehouse. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
So for 15 real, which is much more reasonable than 500, you could buy pants. Did just call you the F slur? Yeah, no, these two kids have been shouting that, like, ever since we've talked to them.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
It's okay, I have a gay best friend, he said. He lets me say it all the time. It really does feel like that is what Kuno's saying. It's true, Kuno knows gay people.
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already. How can I help you? Sure, officer. They are the good guys around here. What do you need? No, thank you. For being consummate professionals, you'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Nothing new on Union. What you?
The purity of snow always reminds me of the purity of a man's soul, if he's got principles.
Oh, guard booth.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Must have seen something.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Who was working your shift?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Interesting.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting dirt reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Royal Governor's Pension of Honor and PTSD. Best the profit, yet more guys expand, repeat, wage work is a dead end. Nothing wrong with Terror Collect. It's my side thing too. Oh boy. What's our split for? Our slightly ahead on communist. Want to keep this even? We should go the rent out his service. Oh. Jokes aside.
Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Kuno would go hard in a COD lobby. Kuno is a COD lobby. Yes. Yes, Kuno is definitely a COD lobby. Kuno is a COD lobby. Kuno.
Still, all you see is an old soldier refusing to replace his uniform with a civilian attire.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer? We still have a game to finish.
If he had an echo on his voice, it would be perfect. Yes. Okay, what else? So we got Cola de Madakwa. Still thinking about. Okay. Wanted to go check on the body again, so. There's the door.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Echoes are a common trait for powerful characters in animation. Seeing King Neptune from SpongeBob, an echo would emphasize Kuno's immense prowess.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar.
Equip the pry bar by go.
Okay, I'll equip the pry bar.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Pry bar not strong enough? Pry bar not strong enough? You're totally become a poet. He's been on some Edgar Allan Poe-esque with his backstory. Yes.
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
Girls say I too have a 3% physical instrument. Yeah. That that was a heroic check there too.
I have no idea, officer. His ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
Okay. Well. That's it for trying that ice cream maker right now. Have to be back for it
The bear's
later.
eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Okay, we need to put another point to perception. Try again here. Okay. Got anything that can add to perception? Conceptualization, drama, spirit core, suggestion, chemistry. Nope. That is it. Kim, we have to crack this ice cream machine. I swear it's vital to the case. The ice cream is over 30 years old. Okay, so am I.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Okay, it's one more time, Kim.
Your arm reaches out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
We've got something here.
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
This is quite a list of options here.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in. Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage. The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop.
It's vintage, Kim? Like the ghost. Surely if I eat this 30-year-old ice cream, it'll give me the answers to this case. Okay. I could see that working, though. Our detective is, like, specialized in psyche, so... Our inland empire might actually give us something to go off of there. This ice cream has been aged for 30 years. Officer, this milk.
You're on the right track. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate.
Actually, for this game, I think the crux is on. Yes. I know, right?
You see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Keep going.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
I think Jerry's on saying Milkian is just like ectoplasm from Ghost. Kim was 100% watching this with them. Yeah, this is not pleasant for Kim either.
Yes, that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them. The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
What a coincidence. Milkian, this is what the ladies call me.
The funk soul brother at the back of his head has gone dark forever. Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The undulations of the limbic system have ended. All is quiet.
Cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him. Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice-cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Oh, jeez.
The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
There's a red check. Entering men. He's right here. He's shouldn't finish this joke.
Can you get to it?
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Can I get another point in interfacing? I think that might be a good investment. 92%. The delivery of Kim's lie is perfect, yes. I did not want to risk messing that up.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just...
I probably didn't need to put that extra point in, but I stand by my decision.
Good.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
A bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift. Went from a corpse to fingering a corpse in a bear's box.
Of course, you deserve it. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Still not sure. Agreed.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Ligament marked, fractured, hyoid bone was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
I mean, like bullet. Okay, we're talking rifle. Hang on a second. Is that the guy from the tree? Yes. Yes, it is the guy from the tree. Hang on. Kim said it's a rifle round. Now, I'm not a forensic scientist, but I did watch far too much CSI Forensic Files and NCIS as a child to be considered healthy. Bullet Mantis. Okay, but here's the thing. If he was shot with a rifle bullet at close range, it would have gone straight through, like his head. It would not have gotten stopped. So it would need to have been far enough away that it would lose some velocity. So, like, you know, it again, it's not like, that's not something that happened from a mob that is trying to cover up a murder. But not just like a, you know, surprise, like, act of violence, like something's still not adding up. This weapon costs $100,000 to fire for 12 seconds. I've never seen this play out. Oh, that's cool. Fell out of a third-story window and fell on a bullet.
I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
Secret task complete. Find the bullet before you get fooled.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
But why?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation?
Mm-hmm.
What really happened here?
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
I need to get cleaned up. I am covered in dead man blood.
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Wash off the death smell.
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
Did you at least versus Kim in a board game or get some smokes? I have not had a chance to fight Kim in a board game, and every attempt I have made at getting cigarettes has resulted in a person making eye contact with me, taking a long drag on their cigarette and saying, "No, I don't smoke," or Kim saying, "I only have the one." So, haven't had much luck on the finding smokes front. But we are going to see the smoker later, so maybe he'll offer some.
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
The word lingers in the air of the basement. Far away, ice cream makers are buzzing, and the sea wind blows outside.
I'm happy to hear Kim give a compliment.
Detective.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
I don't think we're getting those boots. I think
Shoot,
dead man.
Looney Rooney.
Okay, so I have new dialogue to ask. How do you like it in the fridge?
I like it a lot, brother. This really is your finest hour. You're a genius. A regular Corporal Angelo.
The autopsy said you have ancient mysteries.
Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
Yeah, but to where?
Just a small gulp away. My beloved Kobo. A small gulp away.
Which was it that killed you then? Love or communism?
Huh?
You said love killed you, but when you fell down you said it was communism. Ancient mysteries, are you an Egyptologist? Harry is multi-talented. He's a psychic, he's a detective, he punched out Measurehead twice. He might be an Egyptologist.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
Interesting.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, fractured bullet.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower. The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
What?
I said, what do I do with you, Bullet?
Well, if I was the Bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea, Kim.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Inspect the bullet
The jacket
closer.
of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
Schrodinger's Harry. He's skilled in everything except when you actually ask for evidence. Yes. Harry is potentially skilled in everything he does.
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Jacketed bullet, close to 5 millimeter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
Since my parents aren't home, I'm currently streaming you on the TV. Look, you're on TV. Oh, awesome. It's kind of crazy to think about being on TV.
We were right. This came from a serious weapon.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Yes.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
I have a similar rifle on hand.
A rifle, revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
I'm on TV, and Harry is making all these miraculous discoveries in extreme darkness.
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Oh, it's still making the rifle.
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Interesting.
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from. Dangle the bag thoughtfully.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Bell McGrath rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really. Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen.
Okay, so breech loaders have been prohibited.
Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzleloaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
So you consider every shot, I like it.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, The second, third, and so on come much easier.
Him is not referencing any sort of real-world problems.
But back to the investigation.
Well-armed shamrock bangers start crossing over into Martinet. Could the victim have been mixed up with some foreign guerrilla fighters?
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Okay. That's a big piece of information we just got. You know, we have some time. We could take a look at this.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric.
What are we looking at, Kim?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies
Unclear.
for what?
It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
Low-key, the TV's quality is low-key. Every word is blurry. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. If I wanted things to be blurry, I'd simply not wear my glasses. I suppose I could try upping the, bit rate, but I'm not sure if that would actually improve the image quality. The anatomy of the curse.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Cost of an air width alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Never mind, I turned to the max, now you're in glorious HD. Oh, thank you. Okay, I've had... The expression in HD is something else. Yes, the expression in HD is quite something. I have noticed a weird thing where occasionally, like, when I'd open a YouTube video, like, on, like, my computer or something, YouTube will be like, ah, yes, put that in the lowest, graphics setting for some reason.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
What time do we need to wait for the, Renaissance. Poker. 2100. Yeah, we got plenty of time.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic.
Candle welkins casting a wax-based magic?
Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
Great.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
I'm not a fan of this welkin.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
One of them is a welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real?
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow.
Interesting.
Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones.
Creepy.
Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world.
Electrochemistry, that is quite a comparison, like eggnog or morphine.
A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Great.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Morphine is a substitute to eggnog in certain recipes.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Which thing we get? Oh, we do have the production schedule filament. We also have other things to search through here as well. Maybe take a look at some of, like one of these.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope.
We've already looked at that. Map.
The worn map features.
I looked at the map. Okay, now we've looked at that.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on a filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Well, that was a whole extra 5 XP we didn't have before. It puts eggnog in his morphine. You're not the same.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right.
Okay, we've already done that. We looked at those. Anything else in my ledger?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Lonesome Long Way Home is actually reducing our open the hidden compartment. I do want to see if we can't. Hey, we got it.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly,
legendary throwback. Oh.
The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it first.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored.
Oh, like the chewing gum wrapper that we have.
A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
It will make me happy.
Outside, you hear the wind howl. A sudden gale blows in from Martinez, flapping street signs and window blinds.
Come outside.
Far away and outside, the reeds hiss with desperation. Step out.
Okay. I've been instructed to leave. My different favorite chewing gum flavor. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a basic B. I'm gonna have to go with mint. What do we got in this corner? Ah, window. Sugar-free classic for apothecary. So we got mint, sugar-free classic. What about you, LaCrux?
It's the letter you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete without resistance or sound. The two panels move. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Minty gum is for neat freaks. For me, the disgusting big red in classic bubblegum flavor. And hello, screaming and yelling. Big red the best, for real. Okay. On your notation of minty gum being for neat freaks. Okay, but I do have OCD, so you know, you've successfully called me out on that, I suppose. Whatever it's called, that spicy, yes.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think.
Neat freak.
Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. Throw it away, please. No. A merciful wind blows in from the Bay of Revachol,
Here we are.
dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it. Now that you're out, let go.
I still have my flashlight.
Let go.
Frisson covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a persistent chill. Your hands shake, holding onto it. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
First-person narration. We're actually reading a postcard.
You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Oh no.
No. Hold on. To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything alright?
No, Kim. Good night. I'm going to collapse on the ground now. Oh. Oh dear. Man, I love this game's writing. Yes. I love the game's writing too. Postcard, don't post the card that's private.
There is nothing. Again.
Yeah, let's hear just narrate Cy and Harry's theme. Roll credits.
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff. That was cool. I'm cool.
The cool when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow.
The paleo-mammalian. I still have my flashlight. I can kind of illuminate things.
Because it's always there.
White morning.
Tell him. Tell him.
Oh. Robert Cabri Jr. Except below observers were playing game.
Ah, yes. In the old factory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do? It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause. Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Yes, that. No, it was beautiful. Yeah.
Don't prod at it. It will start moving again.
We already know our name's Harry.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Did you check the gum? No, that was next on my list. I was gonna check the gum after I finished checking the ledger. I feel like the gum might put Harry in a coma.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
it's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Oh, Huh. Hi, Kim.
The upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Was that, did I get a healed health earlier for Zero? Because I'm at full health? It's very, last time it said damaged health for Zero.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Kim is here to remind all of us to drink water.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
I haven't actually taken any, health damage, so...
What happened?
I came in contact with the burnt-out remains of the past, Lieutenant. I should ask you the
same. You were
same.
reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
How long was I
10
out?
minutes, maybe.
Oh, that's good. We still have another couple hours to kill, so... If you need me, I'll pass out back in the car.
That does sometimes happen.
Item gained Ledger of Failure and Hatred. Everyone say thank you, Kim, for reminding us to drink water now.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed? Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Wait, it can now provide skill bonuses?
The afternoon sun shimmers off the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage. Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
She really puts the loco back in locomotion. Very cool. I don't like your machine. The tent looks impractical. Motor carriage, one of many.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
What's it packing in there?
130.
We have agreed that Kim is allowed to talk about cars.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
Mama's serving some serious macaroni.
7.2. Supercharged.
Trying to suppress a smug smile unsuccessfully.
Saying these words brings him immense joy.
Yes, an extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components.
With a winch and mud tires, you could take it off the beaten path, Kim.
We are not going to, though, because this is clearly a sports motor carriage.
It's a strong concept for what this machine is. Okay, okay. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred. +1 Inland Empire, +1 Empathy, -2 Authority. Huh. Interesting. So, like, I'm gonna put down a save on the off chance that, in fact, looking at this gum does kill me.
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet, or some ancient temple. Yes, from the height of antiquity. A long, long time ago. Millennia ago. On an island of time you can never return to. The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich.
Yeah, I don't think we actually got to finish looking at all of our case notes. That's unfortunate.
There is a movement next to you. The shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there. Why are you talking to a gum wrapper? Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger, like a glow, with every breath you take. Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes. Made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Your heart working overtime, trying to keep up with the panicked synapses firing all over your brain, moving liters of blood through you, panicking.
Hey Kim, you got some more of that water?
Feels so familiar.
Okay. The gum didn't kill me. But I also have gotten a couple new thoughts. White morning. The guy gets further and further away. See yourself from above. You stand out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even this distance you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object letting out its sweet smell like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling, and look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. It's on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. Apricot chewing gum scented one. You found a trace of the entity who's been stalking you across the plains, the Gloomstalker, the conglomeration, the shadowy organization behind your downfall, possibly connected to this dreaded X something. Granted, it's impossible to determine its true identity, but you can remember where you first smelled its treachery, yes. Use the Tutti Frutti gum wrapper. Reconstruct the day you first breathed in her untrustworthy atoms. Huh. Well, that's for another day right now. It's not 2100 yet. Okay. Gonna go have a word with that door.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Okay, it's locked, isn't it?
The door does not budge.
So we need to find a key to the door. Okay. Door key. I should make a list of notes somewhere. Got my sticky notes. Find door key. Poker 2100. Okay. It's gonna be a while. We can wait till tomorrow for a lot of these. Okay. Oh. Where to next? Got a couple hours to kill. Any thoughts on this yet?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Oh boy, 3%? That's unlikely to get any better. Oh. We can make it... We could make it better. Place our jacket. Okay. Okay. This is the most conceptualization we will have.
Nothing to see here.
And it is not going to get any better.
Yeah. Why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Okay, we got actually pretty close.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
I was working on something there, Kim. Gestion, logic, drama. It's our best. What shirt should we go with? Go with that shirt for now. Okay. I know we could sit on the bench if we really have no other... Hello. Come back here.
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier. You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow.
This is bad mojo, man! Fucking horrible mojo! The end draws near!
Your chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing in, caving in, ever tighter. Your breathing grows even heavier.
You okay there? You were looking pale there for a second. What are you looking at? Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old.
Is there something we should do about all these?
No, we are not constructors and renovators. And these bullet holes do not warrant an investigation.
What can you tell me about the revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Should we go?
Interesting. Okay. We can always talk to Joyce. Or, more reality lowdown. Let's see, we could talk to the novelty dice maker. He certainly has more stories to share. Well, that's probably the best thing to do at the moment. Here we are, novelty dice maker.
Oh,
goes the
it's you
dice.
again. Are you looking for a die?
Shivers.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Off your clothes, you need to connect.
She
no.
has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief. The tool's sharp edge shining in the light of her desk lamp.
Has Kim's portrait in the corner been giving us the bombastic side-eye this whole time? He might be. He might be.
I'm listening. Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
Oh.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
When androgynous touched my hair and my life depended on it. I guess I'm a simple man. I don't really have any opinions on hairstyles. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? Guess we should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet. It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
That's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
Sort of the king around here. This little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies. Indeed, who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid. It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
You should have known it.
Electrochemistry.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Huh.
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff medias. Who would have guessed? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about that. Pretty. What's the stuff?
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
What the actual hell?
What does she mean to get off on it?
I think you can sort that out yourself, electrochemistry.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators. You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
You know what drugs he was doing for my police report?
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
While I'm off, later's Mantis and Cherry. By the way, please don't stream Oblivion unless you and chat agree. I don't want to be the one guy in chat, lol. That is yeah, that's valid. Although yeah, I'm still undecided on what I'm going to be streaming on Wednesday. Maybe I'll put out a poll of the different options and gauge some people's thoughts.
Even you can probably do better than that.
I might still do it in a variety sort of thing. Change out whenever I feel like.
You can almost see it. A small, sickly old man, hunched behind his work desk, his pants stained with old piss, stuffing a sad, stiff-legged raccoon dog. The entire scene looks tragic.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Yeah, the Crocs have a good one. Nate, insect rights activists. What in the name of...
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
Uh-huh.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket.
Ah, yes,
And,
that
naturally,
would make sense.
all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects. Insects don't have any brains or feelings. They know what they deserve. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea. I'm gonna go with, I like insects. You know, I think for obvious reasons.
Really? Anyway.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
The rotor blades and skis.
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
These transmissions
The usual,
say...
I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
Yeah, no, probably would take a bit too long.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
Radio game studio?
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean by chronically liberal with their schedules?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
Oh.
Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
So far the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
Yeah.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important. Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult. Especially if you've been drinking.
Especially if you've been drinking? They should have just tried harder. If I had a word of support, then the project looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Rather appropriate.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else? Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
You have a doorbell there? Which one?
The one with an empty name card. It's the last one in the list. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet. Sure, I'm listening.
I can ask again about the intercom?
I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure. What do you want to know? Sure, I'm listening.
Interesting.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
No, that's it. Oh, right. Flashlight. Okay, well, it's still not... it's still not time to talk to the smoker. And I think I may well have run out of ideas to try. It might be bench time.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
It is not bench time. It is not time for bench. Okay, so... I think we're going to wrap up there for today. We need to wait until until 2100 to talk to the smoker, but that's for another couple hours. I'm not sure what else I have left to, look at. I suppose we can just sort of go back around and talk to people. See if anyone else has any thoughts to share. But either way, I think that's going to do it for this live stream. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. Had a lovely discussion about alcohol during Prohibition. Gum. We rammed our hand into a dead man's brain. That was fun. Have a good one, y'all. The Apothecary. Hope you have a great day. But yeah, I think today was pretty good. I think we got a lot of stuff done. But I will see you guys next time.